Hi, grade 2 students. Today we are going to learn about matter and what are the properties of matter. Let's start together. Now, what do I mean by describe the properties of matter? We describe the properties of matter using our five senses. We can all see the smog, right? It looks big or small. It's a big mug, so the shape it's big. The size is big. The shape is cylinder. Okay, it's not rectangular. Or the top is round. The top is round. Okay, is it smooth? Let's describe the texture. It's very smooth. Very. It's not rough. So the texture is smooth. What's the color? It's white. So this is how I mean to describe the properties of matter. Now we're going to see how and why air is a kind of matter and how air takes up space. I got an empty plastic bag. As you can see, this is an empty plastic bag, okay? I wrapped the opening of the plastic bag tightly with a tape and I put a straw inside, okay? Now I'm going to blow inside the plastic bag. I'm going to blow air and we're going to see how air takes up space, okay? We can see the bag getting bigger, so air takes up space. You see? Yes, so this is why air is a kind of matter and takes up space. First, is air matter? How can we prove that air is matter and air takes up space? This is a cup, an empty cup, okay? If I have an empty balloon, can you see it? It can fit inside the cup, right? Okay. I have a balloon filled with air, okay? Can it still fit inside the cup? Uh-oh, no. This is how we prove that air is matter and takes up space. Now, we have to always remember that matter is anything that takes up space and has mass. Matter is described by its properties. As I told you, properties of matter are described with using our five senses. Let's describe some matter. What can we see here? We can see a red balloon. What's the color? The color is red. Shape. What's the shape? Rectangular? What do you think? Round. The size? It's small. It's a small balloon. The texture? It's smooth. Smooth. Let's go to this. It's a perfume. What's the color of the perfume? Let's use our eyes and observe the color of this matter. It's blue. What's the shape? Is it round? Do you see it round or rectangular? It's rectangular. The size? It's also small. It's small. The texture? It's also smooth. It's not rough. Let me get something else. I have this wood spoon. Can we all see it? Let's observe the color first. Light brown, the wood color. The shape, it's long. From here we can see it rectangular. The size, it's a big spoon. Is it small? It's a big spoon. The texture, it's also smooth. You can find anything at home. Try to hold it and describe the properties of matter around you. Now we can see a leaf, right? we have to describe the properties of the leaf using our five senses. What do I mean by our five senses? We have seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and touching. I will repeat. Our five senses are seeing, hearing, we hear with our ears, smelling, we smell with our nose, tasting, we use our tongue, and touching, we use our hands. So we have to describe the properties of the leaf using our five senses. What's the color? What can we see? It's green. So, green. Texture, if we hold the leaf, some can feel rough and some can feel soft. But I guess this seems to feel like soft. Shape, it's close to round. It's not exactly round, but it's close to round. It's not rectangle or triangle or the size. It looks small. It's a small leaf. Now let's describe the properties of the ball. This ball that you can see. Okay, let's use our five senses to describe the properties of this ball. What's the color? Brown or reddish brown. Texture, it feels rough, it doesn't feel soft. I guess you can see the holes and it's somehow bumpy, so it's rough. The shape is round. The size, I can see it's small. So this is how we used our five senses to describe the properties of the ball. Now let's circle the object that feels light. We can see a huge speaker here. Of course, this speaker won't be light to carry. We can see a rocking horse. It also looks somehow big and heavy. We can see a ball, a baby playing with a ball. So what do you think? Which object feels light? I guess it's the ball. Let me give you some examples of properties of matter. Mass is how much matter in an object. Okay, if it's light or heavy, the way of matter. Texture, it can be smooth, soft, bumpy, or rough, and many other words even. The size, big, fat, thick, tiny, short, and so on. When we say the shape, circle, triangle, cube, cone, the heart shape, and square. Fine. The color, of course, we can observe the color of a matter using our nose or eyes, of course eyes.